viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something different, something I haven't done in a while. We're going to talk about different size cases when it comes to the sizes for your graphics card and so on. We're going to touch into that, so stick around and we're going to roll this B-roll and we're going to get things started, so do stand by. Welcome back. I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to take the microphone to me. And y'all gonna hear this crackling sound. That's because I forgot to take the microphone to me. But anyway, we're gonna get on it once again. Alright. The difference between a small form factor and a medium form factor and a large form factor. Okay, now the medium and large are gonna be about the same form factor. Okay, except for the length of the graphics card. That's the only thing that's going to make the difference. Your medium kind of case is going to hold your MATX, your ITX, hold that low end of the things. But then you come to your large form factor, your MT factor, it's going to be holding your MATX, your ATX, and your EATX, if it's designed to hold EATX. Usually if you get one, I'm sure if you get one that's a full-size case, that you're not going to take and turn around and stick an ITX in there. Come on, really? If you're going to do large form factor, you're best to stay with the large components. That means you want to put not one graphics card in. You want to put two graphics cards in, so that's your ATX motherboards. Your MATX only holds one graphics card, but it allows you one or two parallels that you can connect, like a sound card, or you want to connect like an extra router card. You can put one of them in there, and so on. Or you want to plug in an expander card for, let's say, M.2 drives. That wouldn't be wise to do it on a 1X. It'd be better to have the full ATX and do it on the two PCIe connectors, have them at 16 each, 16 lanes each, which would give you 16, 16, 32. Supposedly, don't quote me on it, but anyway. But we're going to talk about the size of the cases. Now, what I'm going to show you is, I'm going to show you on screen the small form factor cases and the large form factor cases. So I'm just going to show you the small form factor today, and I'm going to show you the medium form factor today. So I'm going to pop up on the screen right here. Well, I keep pointing there. I keep pointing there. So the screen right here. I'm right in front of you, that shows the small form factor case that you can buy on Amazon. So you can always go to Amazon, get it. Anyone you want. It all depends on your taste. I'm not going to tell you which ones to get, because that's up to you. It depends on what you want to see. But I'm just going to show you this one right here. I'm going to show you that case right there. It's a small form factor, and the rest of this story will play out. So just play along with me on this for the moment. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to show you the medium form factor case right here on the screen. And that's the difference between the two. Okay, one small form factor, that means you got to size everything down like your power supply, you know, everything. Your fans, your CPU heat sink, you got to make it smaller. You know, you got to make everything smaller. That depends on if you live in like a studio or apartment or something. You want to keep it nice and small and hidden away. Well, small form factor would be for you. Medium form factor, that's more or less my gig. I don't care if I got a studio, apartment, or whatever. I want something big. I want it big and bulky, and I want it to have lights on it, and I want it to be bad to the bone. You know what I mean? Bad to the bone? I mean bad to the bone. So this way, it makes a statement when people come in. I want the case to make a statement. I want the monitor to make a statement. I want to make a statement. Especially if you fix your place up and you want to make it look good and everything else. Especially if you do everything in RGB and have everything in your one area connected to your computer for the RGB control. You know, you want something that's going to stand out and give it the 100%. But that's not the point. We're not that will be for another video when we talk about doing RGB and whatever else. This is about the size of your graphics cards, and this is about the size of the case. Now we're going to go to that point. I know the nvidia came out with the fact of the RTX 4090, which it's like huge, and it won't fit in an MATX case. I can tell you by the ruler, by this ruler here, that's about 7 inches right there. My case is about 7 inches too short for the 4090, especially with the 3 fans. And the depth is right up to the glass. I mean, I did a ruler again. I did the depth test. I'll be lucky to get from the glass 19 inches from the glass. I'm sorry, I don't work in millimeters and centimeters. I work in inches. So I had to reconfigure everything out on Google how many inches it was from the back side of the motherboard. So basically, let's say you're allowing yourself 2 inches away from the motherboard. Okay, I would say roughly about 2 inches. So you minus that 2 inches to where it plugs in, and then you got the width of the case that you got to worry about. Now, if the width of your case is 18 inches, in my case, if it's 18 inches or longer, it's going to be right on the glass, and it's going to be beyond the glass. So a card like that would never fit in this case right here, this MATX case. So I know this, I would have to get a bigger case that has at least 26 inches of width and at least 1 foot of length. I'd say about, to include the fans, well, to include the, if you do an AIO, you need about maybe 1 foot 3 inches of case. That's a boat. I've seen the length of the cards. I haven't got my hands on one yet, and I do apologize for that. It goes by my financial reasonings. So basically, if I financially can't afford to get the card right now, then everybody has to wait until I can afford it. That's the whole reasoning why I haven't gotten the cards yet, because I have to be able to afford it. And yes, I'm a new YouTuber, and yes, I'm just starting off, and yes, I know that it's going to take time, but I got to do what I got to do, what I can work with, alright? But I do have a video card right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the plate that goes on the front of the video card, the difference between the two, that when it plugs into the back, what kind you need for what case. So we're going to go ahead and slide you over, and we're going to bring you down here. Look, there we go. Now you got your card right here, right? You could say, if you put it on the PCB board, right, this card, believe it or not, is 14.5 inches, but that's not including the connection in the front. So you gotta, I would say this card's approximately 15 inches. Okay, so I included the connector right here. I included the connector as well. Now, this plate here, this is an MT full plate. This plate right here is what connects into a full case. This is a full one. And this one here, this is your small form factor. This is your small form factor. If you look at the two, get this going right here. If you look at the two, you can see the size difference in between the two right here. For which one's small form factor, I'll bring this closer to you. Which one's small form factor and which one's large form factor. So this is your small form factor right here, and this is your large form factor. So if you get hold on, I'm bringing you to me. There we go. If you get a large form factor case, you're going to need this. This is for your large form factor. And if you do small form factor, this one. Okay, you can find these on eBay. You can probably find them on Amazon. They're between $3 and $4. Or if you buy a new card, and you probably can, they probably come together as a pair. Mine came as a pair, so I got mine together as a pair. And that was good. I figured that was a good deal when I got it. This one right here, if everybody's wondering what this card is, this is the, let me see. This is the HD 5450 1GB DDR3 PCIe HDMI DVI and VGA. See this card here? This is what they've been using and taking and upgrading many video cards. They've been upgrading the BIOS and reselling it as a higher output graphics card. I caught that a while back. These cards are dirt cheap. This card right here, it should be no more than $20 on the market. $20. You know how much that's going on for the market? They got almost $70 on this damn thing. $70 on this crappy card. And I call it crappy because it is crappy. It's good enough for workspace if you're doing like Excel and stuff like that, but for gaming, forget it. So that's the difference between having a good graphics card and a bad graphics card, if you're wondering. Let me turn this over so you can see me. Alright, so what we learned today was this. We learned when you're plugging a new graphics card into a PC, which form factor you need for your case. You can tell if your case is larger than 12 inches 12 to 14 inches, it's going to be considered an MATX case. MATX case, it takes one of these, one of the large ones. Now, if you get a small form factor and it's between 8 and 10 inches, then you're going to be using these. Small form factor. So, for the new builders out there, if you wondered how that worked, there's screws. See these screws? I'm going to try to get a better shot of it. These screws screw into here. I'll show you. They go into here like so. I don't know if you can see that well. Let me bring it up close. That's where they go. And the way you do it, I'm going to bring you down again. There, so you can see what I'm doing. What you do is when you're connecting for large form factor, you connect this plate here. You take and put your screws in here. You see, you just put the screws in, get them started, and then come back with, and I'm going to explain this. See this right here? This right here? It's a cheap old screwdriver. Watch. I want you all to see this so you understand. Look at this. See? Your own bit swapping screwdrivers, some of them, okay, the ones you can swap bits with, will have a nut driver in the end of it. So don't think you got to go out and buy $1 million screwdriver just to get this to screw in to this. You see what I'm saying? You don't need all that. A dollar. This is from the dollar store. $1, and shipping's not required. So, just saying, and don't quote me on it. This is how my show is. Just to let you know. I'm just going to tell you this. This is the way I run my show. I use cheap old screwdrivers. You know, that's what I use. I use the cheapest you can find. Okay, I'm not like everybody else that's got to have $1 million screwdriver just to show everybody how well it works. I mean, if you come on to my channel just to look for me how to use a screwdriver, I'll sit here and do this all day. You know, trying to put this cap on the back of this. This holds the bits. Look at this. I can stick my whole damn finger in there. Look at that. Holds the bits. And all I do, there's the end of it. I don't get it. See? See? It's a crappy old, look at that. It's got rust on it and everything. But guess what? It works. But anyway, I'm glad you all had a good time here with me today. Like and subscribe. And like I'm going to say, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It'd be much help and appreciated if you all join and put a like on this video. That would be even more. It'd be even better if you go watch all my videos and like them. And subscribe. That'd be even better. I'd be more than happy to have you part of the family here. Yes, I call it a family because I'm treating it as such. Look at this. I'm an old guy. I ain't getting any younger. And got to have some kind of family around here, you know. Just to say. You know. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. Until the next video, we will see you the next time.